Hello, my friend. Hello, my loves. Welcome to my channel. I want to ask you guys something, and I just had this thought. But if you can think back, do you think that the little you, your inner child, would be proud of who you are today? And I don't mean in the sense of like accomplishments, physical accomplishments. I mean in the sense of loving yourself and not abandoning yourself. And I know that it's easy to not listen to the little us because a lot of us were raised in an environment or were put in situations where we were kind of told or seen by example that it's okay to ignore the little us. And maybe when we were little, we were ignored. Maybe when we were little, we were told that our opinion doesn't matter. When we were little, we had to listen and follow everybody else's opinions, everybody else's rules, and we were molded into the person that we are that has this idea that it's okay to ignore and abandon us, who we are. So I truly ask you, like, do you think the little you would be proud of how much you have given to yourself? Because the little you is you, that you most of the time, our inner child, is being brought out through, it's reflected back at us through situations in our lives. you know um, it's reflected back at us through relationships, through our work ethic. And I don't mean work ethic in a sense like, are you disciplined enough? I mean in a sense of, like, do you just believe in yourself, right? Like, do you give up on yourself easy? Do you think that you can't do this because you were told that you can't do this? There are a lot of hurt wounds within us. There are a lot of hurt wounds, and I truly believe those hurt wounds as adults, when we're older, it's our inner child within us kind of crying out for help. And I think this because a lot of the wounds within us, most of us, I don't know if all of us, but it dates back to when we were kids, right? Like, that inner voice in your head is not even yours. It's the adult that raised you, or the environment you were around. The way that you speak to yourself was portrayed in the environment around you. And so it takes a lot of deep digging to understand those wounds and the inner child, the little you. And I hope that you take the time to listen to that version of you, because that version of you holds a lot of, like, the keys to your happiness. That version of you is the main version of you that created who you are now, right? Because you're born into this world, like, with purity, with love, with non-judgment. And that when you were little, that formed, your inner child formed through your environment. And so that is the basis of your personality and who you are today. And that is the basis of how you speak to yourself. So yeah, like, I truly want you to take time and really ask yourself, like, would my little me be proud of me today? Or am I treating the little me like everybody else treated, her or him or they? Like, am I treating the little me the same as the adults that treated me this way, or the environment that treated me this way? Am I abandoning that version of me? And if so, then I encourage you to do some inner work to love that version of yourself, because, like, you have the responsibility to heal yourself. And I know that it sounds unfair because of the things that weren't our fault, but there comes a time where we have to take responsibility and understand that this is our responsibility. And it's bittersweet in a way. Yes, it sucks because of everything we grew up with, and it's not fair at all. But at the same time, it's, if you choose to see the beautiful, positive side of it, you realize that by healing or understanding the little you and bringing out that inner joy, you get to understand yourself on a deeper level and love yourself more than you could have ever imagined. Like, that's the key to really true self-love, is to obviously do the inner work, the shadow work, but a lot of that is related or relevant to the inner you, your inner child. A lot of that is relevant to the version of you who was broken so long ago. So yeah, in a sense, I would say that it is beautiful, right? Because you find who you are, you find your will, your determination, you define your strength through like loving yourself and digging deep and understanding the little you, right? And I want you to really love the little version of yourself, because you deserve to, you know, come out and have joy in your life. And the way we express that is tapping into our inner child. The way that we express that is allowing our inner child to be creative, to play. I feel like, you know, like we're here to create. We create through our voice, through our hands, through our energy, through our hobbies, whatever it is. We're here to create through our words, and there's more than one way to create, and joy is a big one. If you learn how to create through joy, and joy is reflection of your inner child, you're letting your inner child play. And if you learn to create through that, you'll come to find that your life is pretty fucking amazing. Like, your life is pretty good, you know, because you're finally making a safe enough environment for your inner child to come out and express themselves. And you know how little kids are just, they have all of this like creativity, you know, how they have this big imagination, they have like, they're so artsy and just so fucking creative. That's you, right? If you tap into that version of you, that inner child, and you learn to pay attention and love that version of you, you'll be able to create things that you want or do things that you want. Because I don't mean like physically just create arts things. I just mean if you have a hobby, that's creating. You're allowing your creative outlet to come out. If you have a business you want to do, you always wanted to take part in, you're allowing those creative ideas to flow. And so if you pay attention to your inner child, you pay attention to the little you nurture them, you love them, you pay attention to the wounds, and you finally make a safe enough container for them to come out and play, that will branch off and overflow into all aspects of your life. And I think that that's like, it's amazing that that is such a powerful, magical thing you can do for yourself now, for yourself in the past, and for yourself in the future. Like, you're healing all versions of yourself. And I know we say like, oh, but that's the past. Yeah, but in reality, time doesn't exist. Everything's happening all at once. You're just tuned into this frequency, this timeline. So in reality, you're healing all of those versions of yourself, and it's beautiful, because then you heal generations to come. That's the thing, is that when you heal yourself, you're healing your ancestors, you're healing them, the lineage. And I got chills while I said that. And that's beautiful that you were brave enough to tap into your inner child to heal that, because that's where it starts. I don't know, like, I feel like the little you deserves to be loved, right? Deserves to have attention, deserves to be heard. And the only way they're gonna be heard is by you giving them the microphone and making a safe enough space for them to be heard. And so this is, this can look like, for what I've done, I've sat with myself. I sat with myself a lot. You guys know I hug trees, I dance to music, I all by myself, like, if I want to color, sometimes I color. I don't know, like, things that are fun. I started doing things that are fun, things that a child would like to do. And who's to say now that when you're an adult, you shouldn't have joy, you shouldn't have fun, you shouldn't, you know what I mean? You shouldn't fucking do a cannonball in the fucking pool. Who's to say, like, why do we have to be so grumpy and old when we're grown up? And, like, why do we have to remove and strip ourselves from the fun when we're adults? I don't know who the fuck created that idea of be serious. You know when they tell children, stop acting like a baby, and it's literally a fucking baby? Like, it's insane to me how we are, constructed or conditioned, there you go, conditioned to believe that we cannot allow our little inner child to come out. We have to be an adult when we're babies, right? And it's just, that's where it all starts, is right then and there. And then you see that that's where it started, and it literally screws up all the generations, because now they're so serious, they're so angry, they're so depressed, and they refuse to fucking realize that, and so they pass it down to generation and generation and generation. I need you to love yourself and love your inner child and love the little you, and try to make the little you proud of who you are today. because you deserve to be proud of yourself. You deserve to love yourself. You deserve to, be happy and just not be so sad and depressed and hateful. And like I always say, there's no judgment, because I've been there, and that's the only reason why I speak on this, because I understand the weight of what that feels like. And I truly believe, if you are feeling this and you're on this path like me, you deserve that happiness. And the only way I knew how to find it was to look inward, do the shadow work. And that started with my inner child. And not a lot of people know where to start, so I would say start there. Start at your inner child. Sorry if you hear it's water in the background, but I just realized that it's making noise right now. But start with your inner child, and don't stop until the little you is proud of who you are today, with those emotions, right? With the love that you give, with the fact that you don't abandon yourself anymore. You don't allow people to hurt you, because they hurt you, they're hurting the little you. And I'd be fucking damned if I allow anybody ever again to hurt the little me, because now I'm big and I have a fucking voice. Back then I was just just, it's a lot, but now I'm big and I have a voice, and I will protect her to the end of the motherfucking earth, no matter what anybody says. So yeah, I remember I told you guys I had a picture of the little me on my phone, and she's actually on my Instagram, my profile picture. But I just posted her, and I would always look at her and tell her that I love her, and and it felt good. I have a very good relationship with the little me. But yeah, do things like that. Imagine yourself hugging. I would imagine myself hugging her, and I would cry. And the teenage me too, honestly, she was fucking angry. But yeah, so I don't know, I just encourage you to do that. Don't stop until the little you is proud of who you are. So I love you, my friends. If you guys want to be a part of my family, if you like this video, if you could give it a thumbs up, and feel free to subscribe. Like I said, I want to reach so many people, and I know that this is gonna happen organically. So yeah, welcome to my family. I love you, friend. If you guys have anything else you want me to talk about, leave it in the comments, and I will see you guys next video. Bye, everybody.